Good afternoon. Thank you very much. You may be seated. Thank you. Thank you. Before I speak about the work ahead, I want to address the pain our country is feeling today. Yesterday in Boulder, we witnessed another senseless act of violence. Another community shaken, families grieving, lives stolen. And alongside that tragedy, we continue to see rising hatred in this country, especially anti Semitism. Let me be clear: anti Semitism is hate, and it has no place in America. Not in our communities, not in our streets, not in our politics, not ever. To the Jewish community here and across the nation, I see you, I stand with you, and I promise you that under this administration, we will confront anti Semitism with the full force of the federal government. We cannot allow hate to grow in the shadows. We must bring it into the light and root it out together, because an attack on one of us is an attack on all of us. Where have you heard those words before? Where have you heard those words? That's actually taken from the NATO Constitution, Article 5, which simply states an attack on one is attack on all. Under my administration, I would have directed federal agencies to assist the Boulder community and to ensure that every federal resource is available. And I would have instructed my team to continue working closely with faith leaders, law enforcement, and local officials to prevent future events like yesterday from occurring. This violence must stop. The hate must stop. It has no place in this country. No place. I heard that news yesterday and I was just shocked. Why would anyone, why would anyone go around and set people on fire? We're better than this. We're better than what's going on in our country right now. We are the United States of America. People around the world are looking up to us. I still believe firmly in my heart, and I always will believe firmly in my heart, that we are that shining city on the hill. President Reagan talked about that shining city on the hill for all the world to see. My friends, the United States of America is that shining city on the hill for all the world to see. And they see the hatred. They see the violence against each other in this country. They see that. And it's got to stop. It's got to stop. It has no place in this country. And now to why we are here today. We're here because in the face of pain and division, we've also had the power to build stronger, to build a future that reflects our values. Infrastructure may not always make headlines, but it shapes our daily lives. From the water we drink, to the roads we drive, to the digital highways that connect our children to learning and our businesses to customers. And since day one, over 4 years ago, my administration has taken this challenge head on, making the largest investment in American infrastructure since President Eisenhower. Thousands of bridges repaired, roads resurfaced, transit expanded, high-speed internet reaching rural and urban neighborhoods alike. Think about it. During the pandemic, we had parents pulling up to McDonald's so they could get a Wi-Fi connection so their children could do schoolwork. How is it that the greatest country in the world, the United States of America, has to have parents drive to a fast food restaurant in order to get Wi-Fi? But we made, since that happened, we've made improvements. We've made improvements, and we're making progress. And along with that, along with the progress we're making with every project, we're creating good paying jobs, union jobs, jobs that can't be outsourced, jobs that restore pride and dignity to working people in this country. But there's more to do, and it requires all of us, Democrats and Republicans, to put politics aside and put the American people first. We've heard a lot about America first. It's time to put America first. So let's move forward together, not with fear, but with determination, not with hate, but with hope. And let's show the world what America is still capable of, not just building back, but building a future worthy of our ideals. And folks, that's what it really boils down to. That's what it really boils down to. And it goes back to what I started in the intro talking about the shining city on the hill. We are that. And we just got to put aside our differences. We're not going to agree 100% on everything. That just is not going to happen. But we can learn to disagree with respect. I do not agree wholeheartedly with what my opponents, with what the other side of the aisle, what their plans are. Have I lost respect for them? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Many of you in this room may remember, and I talked about him earlier, President Reagan. He was a Republican president. Tip O'Neill, how many remember Speaker of the House Tip O'Neill? He was a Democrat. They would go at each other all day long. They had opposing views. President Reagan would push his programs like he should. Speaker of the House Tip O'Neill would push the opposite like he should. He's the opposing party, right? But at the end of the day, when 5 o'clock came, the hatred didn't continue. Well, there wasn't hatred to begin with. The hatred didn't continue. They were able to actually sit down, and they rode two Irishmen, but they were able to sit down and have a drink and laugh about the day's events. Laugh about the day's events. There's a great story that I want to end with this afternoon. And this goes back to early 2001. President Bush had just came in office. And there was a movie that was released about the Cuban Missile Crisis. And President Bush was probably one of our stronger bipartisan presidents. President Bush made the offer to Senator Ted Kennedy for his family to come to the White House to have a special viewing of this movie. How special is that? To be invited to the White House to view a movie from a president of the other party. And out of that developed a relationship that I believe President Bush cherished, and probably still cherishes. And that relationship blossomed into something that led to some major policy changes in our country. When the No Child Left Behind bill was introduced and put into Congress, whose name was on the bill? Senator Ted Kennedy. That probably would never have happened if it hadn't been that show of bipartisanship across the aisle and inviting a senator from another party to the White House for a viewing. We've lost that sense in this country. Now we oppose the person, we oppose the senator, we oppose the president, we go on a firestorm. We shouldn't do that. We shouldn't do that. This infrastructure package I'm talking about, I've been talking about for a long time. It can be passed. It can get through Congress if everyone works together. You think about this anti-Semitism thing that's going on in our country. That could stop if we all work together. My friends, we have a lot of work to do, but I have no doubt at all, that we can accomplish it. We can do this. We are the United States of America. And as President Biden once said, there's nothing beyond our capacity if we do it together. May God bless you. May God bless the United States of America, and may He protect our troops. Thank you all very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.